Ladies and gentlemen, at this point in time, I know very little about metallurgy, and I don't want to pretend to be a metallurgist. But around here, we've got people that are really qualified. We do have our metallurgical plant, Corneille, to Lawrence, to come through and to be around here so that in case there's some assistance we need, he can be in a position to do that. Are you comfortable, Corneille, to come over? And you're welcome. If you come to the podium, I'll give space. Great.
Good afternoon, everybody. They're already pouring. This moment, the pouring of Burnstone gold, marks our progress in becoming a mid-tier gold producer. Along with the dignitaries at the pour are Jeff Nkabela, our plant superintendent, Neil Macbeth, he's acting as production superintendent, and the guy that pours, Kobus Ace, he's our gold room supervisor. Together, the team, the plant team, we're very proud to be playing our part in making history at this mine. As the Burnstone metallurgical manager, you can take it from me that the journey we have traveled to this point has been challenging, to say the least. Don't worry, they're just pouring slag at the moment. I'll get to that. If it weren't for the focus, the skill and the dedication, determination, and the unwavering belief of each and every employee on this mine, what you are seeing now would not have been possible. Let me take you through the melting process quickly. Looks like it's done. Okay, what has happened is the slag has been poured, and he has obviously deslagged beforehand. He stopped pouring, and as you can see the cascade of the cascaded molds. What you see now is slag, and he's going up to the one bar, that bar that's now on the screen, and that's your gold bar. I was going to show you the green metallic glint, but timing was a bit difficult. Your gold is actually green. I don't know how many people know that. When it pours, you actually have a green metallic glint, and that's how the smelter will know whether the gold is coming out the pot. Okay, that just gives you a good overview of the slag, and he's actually done a very good pour. As you can see, the shiny black material, that is slag. It's very obsidian glass-like, and he's busy just waiting for it to cool down to such an extent that he can mechanically maneuver those molds. Those molds are made from steel, by the way, and it doesn't melt. Because it's so thick, it manages to not go above the point at where the steel will melt with the slag. The pour happened at about 1,200 degrees Celsius. Gold melts at 1,063 degrees Celsius, but you need to have that hotter temperature in order to increase the fluidity and get the gold to sink down to the bottom. That was a very good pour. What he's going to do now is he's waiting for the cooling period. He will then focus on the main. You can see he's putting a stick in there just to see the viscosity of that slag. Touching it, see where the gold will harden first. And he will remove that mold and then tip it. We just have to be patient. It depends on him now to make the decision to remove that bar. I can tell you a bit about the pot. We didn't see much there. That's also new technology. The old mines still have the electrode arc furnaces, 3 graphite probes into the charge. This is an induction furnace. It works very much, I don't know who's electrical around here. It works very much like a transformer. You have your primary coil wrapped around the crucible pot, and the secondary coil is actually the charge, and the charge heats up and melts. With the charge, we add borax and silica and soda carb. That increases the fluidity, decreases the viscosity of the charge, so the gold settles quicker. And also the soda carb and the silica protects the crucible. The crucible is still very hot, as you can see, smoking away there. We have an extraction furnace, extraction system taking away the flue gas. We just have to be a little bit patient. It's not ready to be taken off yet. We have a little side bait as to how much there is in that bar. Again, you can see the black slag. That's very normal. What he will be doing as soon as he's taken that mold off, there is Quibus Ace. What he will be doing is he'll wait for it to cool down sufficiently, and then he will take it to a washing tray, and from there he will chip off excess slag and use what we call an air needle gun to make sure the bar is completely clean. That's your crucible. You can see the halo around the crucible. That's still the crucible being very hot. He has switched off the induction furnace, and he needs to look at that crucible as it cools down to see if there isn't any gold retained in the crucible. There he is moving the trolley away. The cascading bars, there's a specific purpose to that. The heavy stuff stays in the first bar and will only cascade down to the second and third bar, subsequent bars, is if there's sufficient gold for it to push through. Currently, we're looking at about a 10-kilogram bar, so that'll fill that'll be in the first bar, the first mold. Once he's cleaned the bar, he will then, before he weighs it, he will actually drill it. This is a doré bar. It's not pure gold. We call it doré when there's other metals in with it. And normally in the Witwatersrand reef, you get silver with it. So you get about 85% gold purity. This looked very good when we looked at the dried concentrate. And we're looking at probably about 88-90% purity. The rest is silver. And the silver price isn't doing too badly either. There you can see Jeff Nkabela. He's explaining basically a very similar to what I'm doing to you now. This is quite unique that we do allow so many visitors in the gold room. But as the minister has said, we are a modern company, and it's an auspicious occasion. He places the mold now on a 12mm steel plate, where he will turn the mold. We have a type of spray and cook we use, so that it's a non-stick mold. We use aluminium paint. That obviously the aluminium has a lower smelting point than the slag poured into it, and it helps with loosening the bar as he turns it. As Mashila mentioned, this is all live, and I think it also gives credit to the confidence that we have to the team to do this live. There he has turned the mold. There's a slight wearing of the bar. You can see that notch that's moved up, but the bar and the mold is still intact. The first mold would normally have a graphite plate, just to give that initial protection, because the first mold takes most of the heat and the wear and the corrosion caused by the slag. If you look very carefully, you can see a red glow. The top half of the mold is glowing red. The bottom half is black. Can you see that? The top half is the gold. So that's a decent bar. As you can see, not light at all. Quibus will now take it to cool it off. There, Johanna's holding it in the spade. Johanna's our chief smelter. They're just waiting for it to cool down further, and they'll pour it into the water now. There'll be some steam coming off. I think we'll hold on a little bit longer just for you to see the gold. This still looks like an ugly bar. He'll be tapping it now and do a final clean later. He'll be tapping it with a hammer. There you can see the gold. Ladies and gentlemen, Burnstone Mine is pouring gold. Thank you. Back to you, Mashula.
Thank you. Thanks. Well done. Thank you to Corneille. Interesting how the process is like. And wow, as Corneille has said, it is indeed true that the gold is pouring in Burnstone Mine. We're no longer a project. We are a business. We are commercial. Let's give a big round of applause for that.